Hey guys, it's David from theunlocker.com, and today I'm going to show you how you can completely unroot and bring back totally to stock your HTC 10. Now, I'll be honest, this video wasn't easy to do. There's a lot of varieties of the HTC 10 and a lot of different ways that you could have rooted it and done some other things in order to get to this point where you need to then unroot. So I wanted to make the most comprehensive video I could. So it is a bit long, but I do have links below that you can skip around in it, like a table of contents of sorts, and also the written article beneath this. If you click the link beneath the video, you'll be taken to that. So just to try to make it a little easier to follow along with. Okay, so first up, the best way to unroot your HTC 10 is to use an RUU, or a ROM update utility. These come directly from HTC and they essentially flash the phone entirely, bring it back to a signed stock state. You can use OTAs, it doesn't matter which way you rooted, etc. The downside of these is that they're not available for all models. Now I tried to find as many as I could, so I've put those links beneath this video for you guys to use. So we're gonna try that method first. If you can't find the RUU for your specific device, then you can go to the next section, which I'm gonna teach you how to manually restore it using a TWRP backup. Okay, before we begin, this is going to erase your phone, so back up anything that you might need. We're also gonna need a Windows computer for this tutorial, as some of the programs that we're gonna use just only work on Windows. Now, I'm going to assume that you did my rooting tutorial. If you didn't, you can click this link here beneath my video on my site and do my how to set up ADB tutorial. It takes about 60 seconds. So just get that done. Once that's done, we're going to enable USB debugging on the phone if it isn't already. So to do that, pull down this, go to settings, scroll down to about, software, more, build number, and we're gonna keep tapping that until it says we are a developer. Then we can hit back, back, and back again, and developer options. Scroll down and make sure that USB debugging is on. Okay, then we need to get our CID for our device. So the fastest and easiest way to do that is to download a program from the Play Store called CID Getter and just opening it. And you'll see at the very top, CID is, and in my case, HTC_621. Keep track of that as we need it for the next step. Okay, so now the easiest way to do this is to find the EXE RUU for your device. The only problem is I can only find one for one version of the phone, which is the North American version. Now that should cover a few of the CIDs, but again, it's North American. So if you're outside of the North American market, chances are it won't work for you. But if you are, click the link below, download that EXE, save it to your desktop, plug in your phone via USB cable, open it, and literally just follow the prompts until it flashes your phone back to stock. If you were fortunate enough to have that version, you're done. You don't need to do the rest of this. If you unlocked your bootloader, you can skip to that section on how to relock it, and you're all set. For everyone else, we're gonna go to the next method, which is also to use an RUU, but not the EXE. We have a few different versions of the .zip format, which we can then flash onto the phone. I found the Asian version, thanks to some help from a friend, the European version, and the North American version as well. Now, again, if you have the North American one, you should just use the EXE, but if you're having trouble getting that to work for whatever reason, you can use the .zip. To get those to work, we need to click the link below, download the one for our version, save it to our desktop. Now, if you find another one of these RUUs from somewhere else on the web in a .zip format, you need to rename it to what I have listed here. I've already done it for you if you've downloaded it from my site, but if you download from somewhere else, it'll be a much longer name. You need to remove all of the things off the back of it, so it's just those few letters and numbers, .zip. Once you've done that, you will need a micro SD card. It's just the way that this works. It needs to be on a separate storage, and that means a micro SD card. So if you don't have one, you will need to get one. I put a link below to a very inexpensive one if you guys want to just use that if you don't already have one. Once you get that and it's in the phone, we can plug the phone in via USB, drag and drop the zip file that we've renamed if you haven't got it from me, and put that on the root of the SD card. That means not inside any other folders, just on the SD card itself. After that, we can unplug the phone, turn it off, turn it back on by holding down volume down and power to get into download mode. When that boots up, it should automatically recognize that the .zip is on the SD card and ask you if you want to flash it. Push the button to confirm that you want to, and sit back and wait for it to do so. Once that's done, you're done. You can then, again, skip to the bootloader locking section if you unlocked your bootloader in the first place. If you use Sunshine, you don't need to do that. Especially if you used my rooting method, I recommended Sunshine over unlocking the bootloader, and so you'll just be fine right now. Now, if that didn't work for you, or you could not find the RUU for your model, now we can manually flash things using TWRP and the stock recovery image. On the page underneath this video on my site, you're gonna find this link to a page for XDA developers where they have all of the stock firmware kind of hanging out for you. So you're gonna find your CID that you found in the CID Getter app and choose which one of these TWRP backups belongs to you. I'm gonna select this one because it's the latest version for the 6.2.1, which is what I have, and save that to your desktop. While that's downloading, we're also gonna grab our stock recovery for the same CID and save that to our desktop as well. Okay, and then we're gonna boot into recovery mode by turning the phone off. And then we're gonna turn it back on by holding volume up and power at the same time. And then we push volume down and power to select reboot to bootloader. And then we're gonna go boot to recovery by using the volume keys and power to select it. And in order to restore a backup, which we're about to do, we need to actually create one first if you haven't already. If you have, you can skip this step. But if you haven't, you need to go into this recovery like I just did and tap backup and swipe to back up. And then wait for that to finish. Now what this is gonna do is it's actually gonna create this backup, but we don't care as much about the backup. We just need it to create all of the folders that the backup goes into. So that way we can take our new backup that we downloaded and put it in the correct folder in order for it to find it in here so that we can then restore it. When that's done, we can tap reboot system. Then we're gonna plug the phone in via USB once it's booted to its normal home screen. We're gonna select the option for transferring files, not just charging. And we're going to then open it up on the computer like so, navigate to TWRP, backups, and you'll see this is the backups that we did before. So we're going to actually right click our TWRP backup that we had, extract all, hit extract, wait for that to finish. And we can take that folder and pull it over into here. And this way it'll be next to whatever other backups we have inside our device's serial number, inside backups. And it's a folder, and inside it's gonna have 3 files. But we want it just like this, so wait for that to copy over. We can then unplug the phone once it's done transferring and turn it off. And then we can turn it back on by holding down volume up and power again. Volume down to get to reboot bootloader, push that. Volume down a couple times to get to recovery mode. Then in recovery, we can go to restore, and we should see our new TWRP one. Tap that and swipe to restore and wait for it to do that. Once that's done, we can tap reboot system and wait for it to reboot. Once it's done, we're going to turn off the phone. Then we can turn the phone back on by holding down volume up and power again, and then volume down to get to bootloader, power to select it. And this time we're gonna leave it in bootloader mode, and we're going to plug it in via USB. Then on the computer, we're gonna find our recovery file that we downloaded, and we're actually going to right click and hit rename and type in stock recovery and hit enter. This way it's gonna be stockrecovery.img. Then we're going to drag that into our ADB folder, which is under CADB that we got from doing the setup ADB procedure. This way we can flash it from directly in here. So then we can hold shift on our keyboard and right click any blank area in here and hit open command window here to get a command prompt. And we're gonna type in fastboot flash recovery stock recovery.img and hit enter. Then after that, we can unplug the phone and push power on reboot to reboot into normal mode. Now that's it. I am stock. I'm ready to go. I have a stock recovery and a stock operating system. I can now apply OTAs and sell the phone, send it for warranty, whatever I want to do, so I'm all set. Now, if you unlocked your bootloader, you have one additional step. You need to plug back in, get back into fast boot mode, and type fastboot OEM lock to relock the bootloader if you want to be totally stock. Now, the other thing, you'll notice I still have like root checker and super SU in my app drawer, but I don't have root anymore, and you can check that by going into root checker, tapping verify root, and there you go. So what you can do, obviously, is hold down on super SU and hit uninstall. Same thing for all of the other apps that we installed before, just to make sure there's no indication that we were messing around. And there you go. You're all set. There you go, guys. I hope this helped you. I know it was long. I apologize, but I wanted to make sure that it was thorough enough that most people could use it. If you do have issues with this tutorial or you have questions, please post in the comments on my site, not here on YouTube if that's where you are. You can find that link directly below this video in the description. If you're already on my site, then just scroll to the bottom and you can leave a comment there. It notifies me on my site as opposed to YouTube, and also it's a much better centralized location where I can try to help so that it helps other people as well when they come to the tutorial. If you like this video though, please thumbs up it or share it. It is greatly appreciated. And if you want more videos like this, check out my YouTube channel. I don't just do rooting stuff, I do other stuff as well. But take a look, and if you like what you see, please subscribe. It's also greatly appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching.